Greetings to you all. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. If you have any question, please submit them in one at a time. Please be brief and precise. If this is your first time to join the meeting, please let me know where you come from. And please let me know how's the audio and video doing. Is everything okay? I shall start reading your comments and your questions. พลสรุปกับสาธุพระอาจารย์ from Chiang Rai. Lok Hyongji, good afternoon, Ajahn. Kim Boon Chu, good afternoon, Ajahn. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Tan Ajahn. You are clear. Thank you. Patsy Chum, Sadhu. Pat Choi, Chong, Sadhu. Kim Boon Chu, Sadhu. Walai Porn, Porn Virun. กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ from Bangkok. Wish ท่านอาจารย์ well and long life. Kek Yen So, good day ท่านอาจารย์ Thank you. Good day to you. Adi Aha. Sadhu. Hong Bi Chin, morning monk, nice to see you. Nothing to ask. Hope safe. Thank you. Sabrina Sage, good morning, dear Ajahn. Good morning to you. Chang Chi Chen, Sadhu Sadhu. Somkit James, Eric Tan, Sadhu. Tommy Chai Songkram. Namastaram, Wat Lam, Ramsi, California. Namaste. Greetings to you. Heng Chai Heng, Sadhu and good day, Tan Ajahn. Good day to you. Johanna Lee, Wandami Tan Ajahn. Wishing you good day. Thank you. Last Sunday, when I ended the meeting, I did not terminate the live broadcast. I did not confirm. But asked whether I want to terminate the video. I forgot, so I kept broadcasting without knowing it for a few more minutes. Nabiti, Namaskar Ajahn, Surabaya, Indonesia. Thank you. Bilim Sukihotu Ajahn. Sadhu Sadhu Bilim. Chung Tiang, Sadhu Sadhu. Chu Chin, good afternoon and my respect to Tan Ajahn. Nice to see you again. I am from Malaysia. Thank you. Question from Siu Ju, Singapore. If someone or a group of people behave unethically and affects his or her community in a negative way, how should we deal with such issues? If we can inform them nicely, we should do that if we can, but we should not accuse them, pointing fingers at them. You should speak friendly toward them. Just let them know what they are doing is affecting other people. But if they refuse to listen or refuse to change, then it's better just to leave them alone. Or if it will concern the law, then you can report to the police. But it's not good to have any issues with other people. It's better to stay low profile, keep a low profile. Not worth having issues, having conflicts, and having troubles with other people. Better just leave them alone if we can. Nanapat Pramsawam, Namaskaran with my respect, Ajahn. Namaskaran to you. Mudita, good morning, Ajahn. When we recite our meditating object for a while, then we have a headache or a tension in our head. Should we just accept the pain and continue reciting? Or we change to walking meditation instead? Or we contemplate the pain as anicca and anatta? The best thing if we can do is to ignore the pain. Just keep reciting your mantra. If you find that does not solve the problem, then maybe you should get up and do walking meditation instead. Or you can investigate the nature of pain and see it as anicca, dukkha, anatta, and leave the pain alone. And continue on with your meditation. You can try any of the methods you mentioned, see how it works for you. Metta lo, sadhu, sadhu. Buddhika Dixiri. Series of fast in-breath and out-breath were experienced, then ceased. Mind was stopped for a few seconds without any thinking and no sound were heard after that experience. Mind reflect it as a peaceful state. What was that experience? It's a brief samadhi called khanika samadhi. When the mind becomes empty, peaceful, briefly. If you keep on practicing mindfulness, you will be able to maintain this state longer. If it can continue to be in that state for a long period of time, it's called appana samadhi. Handy box. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Ajahn taught us that if mind can't settle down to meditate, just use Bhutto Bhutto. But realize that even chanting Bhutto Bhutto, the mind can still be busy thinking. Is mindfulness too weak? Please advise Ajahn. Yes, it means your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. Your concentration is not strong enough. You can either do chanting if you like. Maybe chanting long verses can galvanize your mindfulness, your concentration. The best thing to do is to be mindful all day long before you meditate. Before you meditate, you have to keep controlling your thoughts all the time. Keep your mind in the present. Watch what your body is doing at all times, if possible, and stop thinking unnecessarily. Only think of things that you really have to think. Otherwise, stop thinking and keep watching instead. Watch your body doing things. Whatever your body is doing, keep watching that action. Then when you meditate, you'll find that you have more concentration and mindfulness. Grace Cheng, Ajahn, I am scared to face the challenges. How to overcome? You have to first develop mindfulness and samadhi to make your mind calm and have equanimity. Once you have equanimity, your mind will become strong and will not react to any challenges. Will be merely knowing and accepting the challenges. So you have to learn to meditate, learn to develop mindfulness. Do mindfulness all day long when you're not meditating. And when you're meditating, also use mindfulness to focus on your breath or on the mantra to calm your mind and bring up equanimity. If you keep doing this, your mind will be strong and firm and will be ready to face any challenges. Samante, Satu, Satu. Sabrina Sage, Dear Ajahn, does language have anything to do with our state of mind and thinking? I feel like English is very complex and my mind becomes more active and negative rather than any other language. Does that ring a bell? I don't think language has any effect on our mind. Language is just a medium, a way of communicating verbally. Maybe it might make you feel a little bit hard if you are doing the language that you are not born with. But otherwise, I don't see language has anything to do with our mind. Aye, Satu, Satu. Chonburi MTR, Satu. Aye, your question has been blanked out, white out, so I cannot read it. So I'm not sure maybe because of the word you put in make Facebook unacceptable to be publicized. So you might have to ask again. I can read your question, but I'm not sure if I should reply or not because it might violate the policy of Facebook. So I have to skip your question. Usli Alam Saya, Namaskaran Ajahn. Nice to see you again. I.e. question number 2. In meditation, I recite the Bhutto and pay attention to the breath. But there was a monk who told me that if I meditated, I should use light object. What does Ajahn think about this? There are many different techniques or methods of doing meditation. So you can choose anyone that you like. Each person might have a different way of meditating. Some watch the breath, some recite the mantra, some focus on a light, on a color, on an image. So these are things that you can use as object of concentration. So it's up to you to find the right method and use it. The goal is to calm and still the mind. Whichever method, you will get the same result. Lo Elsa, Satu, Satu. Alvin Lee, good morning, good afternoon, Ajahn, Satu. Yeo, thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching, greatly appreciated. You're welcome. Jimmy Nan, นัจยาทองชุมกราบสาธุสาธุสุภาบารัวบันนามิบันเตสาธุสาธุวันปทุมนภาสาธุมุดิตา thank you very much for your teaching Ajahn very clear you're welcome แสง world class สาธุสาธุ Christine Coe wish Ajahn everything is good and hope to go to Pattaya again to pay respect see you soon when you come Trisha Kantapura Sadhu Lisan Tan Namaskar Ajahn can meditation eventually cure illness how does it work meditation cure your mind illness your mental illness not the physical illness except if that physical illness is being triggered by your mental illness then once your mind is being cured then the physical illness will also subsequently be cured as well so not all physical illness can be cured by meditation meditation cure mental illness such as stress anxiety depression and if any physical illness are caused by this mental illness when the mental illness is being cured then the physical illness will also be cured Anurag Ramalat good afternoon Thanajan good to see you again what connects the mind and the body is it Abhijato no it is Vijnana or consciousness Vijnana in the Nama Khandas the mind has four Nama Khanda Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana Vijnana is the one that connects the mind to the physical or sensual organs such as the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. It is Vijnana that will deliver the sensual objects such as form, sound, smell, taste, tactile objects to the mind. Then it will be processed by perception or sanya. And then after being processed, it will create vedana or feelings, good, bad, or neutral feelings. And once good, bad, or neutral feeling arises, then sankhara, the thinking, will then decide what to do with these objects, whether to take it or to leave it, or to discard it, for instance. Avijja is the cause of delusion or cause of defilement, cause of greed, hatred. Because avijja does not see things as anicca, dukkha, anatta. When the mind doesn't see things as anicca, dukkha, anatta, it sees the opposite. See everything as permanent. See everything will give the mind happiness. See that everything the mind can control. So with this perception, the mind will then go after things and then become disappointed or saddened when things doesn't go according to what the mind thinks. This is avijja. So we teach the mind with vijja or wisdom, knowledge, that everything that the mind comes into contact with are anicca, dukkha, anatta. To stop going after dukkha, because everything is dukkha due to their anicca and anatta nature. Anurag Kamala, thank you for your teaching. You're welcome. Thank you for your donation on your birthday. Wish you a very happy birthday. Cornell Kennedy, Vandami Ajahn. Is it better to throw away the food that has been offered to Buddha statue, or just rather eat by the devotee who offer it? There's no point throwing good food away. If it's still edible, then you should not waste the food. But it's better not to offer any food to the Buddha statue in the first place, because it doesn't do anything. It's just a ritual that doesn't do any practical purpose. So better give the food to the poor, the sick, or the needy than giving it to the Buddha statue. If you want to pay respect to the Buddha said practice his teaching. The one who practiced following my teaching is the one who paid me respect. That's what the Buddha said. Patibat Bucha. Buddhika Gitsiri. Automatically breathing was experienced after Kanika Samadhi. Was it letting go of knower and doer? I'm not sure what do you mean automatically breathing was experienced, because you should be experiencing your breathing from the time you start meditating, and then this breathing might disappear when the mind becomes calm and still in samadhi. When the mind becomes calm and still, the mind letting go of everything. And then what appears is the knower and not the doer. Vipati Lip, good day Bante, my software Anicca, Asupa hardware Anatta. Am I crazy? Thank you, Sadhu. Well, mine is not software. Mine is not Anicca. Asupa is not hardware or anatta. It's not what you think it is. Mind is the knower, while Asupa is the perception of the unpleasant parts of the body. Terence THD, wishing Ajahn well and happy. Thanks for your Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Johanna Ajahn, I try to apply your teaching to some troubles happened recently, and your teaching worked out successfully to a real-life situation. I become more appreciating and having more faith to Buddha and his teaching. The Buddha was teaching real solution that can be applied by anybody who wants to apply to life. Nothing in this world has the best cure to the mind from suffering except Buddha's teaching. That's right. This is what we call seeing the Dhamma, seeing the light of Dhamma, appreciating the teaching of the Buddha. Because the teaching of the Buddha, and we know how to apply it in real life situation, we can solve a lot of problems, a lot of mental issues. Anilam Satu, Nerolim, dear Ajahn, can you share your views in Thai amulet and Thai Sakyan? Is all this against Buddha teaching? Please advise. It's not against the Buddha's teaching. It's just that the Buddha doesn't teach this thing. The Buddha teaches us to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. Dana, Sila, and Pavana. This is the path to liberation from suffering, not the amulet or the Sakyan things. So the Buddha neither was against or for this thing. The Buddha just don't consider them to be relevant for the purpose of eradication of suffering from the mind. Anurag Amalat, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Handy box. During meditation, I found myself aware of feeling, sensation, but busy spotting wholesome and unwholesome or neutral thoughts. How to progress from this stage of mind? Grateful to Ajahn. You should not be spotting your thought. Instead, you should be watching your meditation object, whether it's your breath or your mantra. Don't pay attention to anything else if you want to move forward. If you want to still the mind, make the mind become peaceful and happy, and have equanimity, you have to keep on focusing on your breath or on your mantra. Don't pay attention to anything else that appears. They are all distractions to the path of success in meditation. Pachamon Panyosu. Thank you very much, Ajahn. I have no question for today because you answered me already yesterday. You are welcome. Kenneth Tan Keyboard. Greetings, Ajahn. May you be well and happy. Thank you. Terence T.H. Lee. Hi, Ajahn. If a person suffers from depression and subsequently passes away, is he likely to be reborn with this state of mind? Yes, because the death of the body doesn't change the status of the mind. Whatever you have in your mind will still linger in your mind. If yes, then he should try his best to get rid of his depression. In this lifetime, is that right? That's right. You should try to solve all your mental issues now. Because once you die, you will not be able to solve it until you are born again. And you have to be reborn in the world where there is the teaching of the Buddha, who will then teach you how to solve your mental issues. Otherwise, no one else could teach you how to solve your mental issues. You will carry your mental issue from one life to the next, until you eventually come across the teaching of the Buddha. So you are fortunate now in this lifetime to come across the teaching of the Buddha. So if you have any mental issue, you should apply the teaching of the Buddha to solve it. And then you will be cured permanently. Liberty Lip. Pante, I tend to see my population of human beings only cause more destruction than good. Businesses promote lust, hatred, delusion, and in public education too. Is human being evil and ignorant naturally? Thank you. Everything, every being, every living being, whether human or animals, are all ignorant. They are born to destroy things. But that's no problem, because everything will destroy themselves sooner or later, such as this earth. This earth will not last forever. One day this earth will become uninhabitable to any living beings. But there will be new earth, new world, new planets arising again and again. This is the work of nature. So these are the things that you shouldn't worry about. What you should be worried about is how to teach your mind to become peaceful and calm in the face of all these changes. Because change is inherent in everything that exists. So what you want to do is to teach your mind to let go and learn to accept things as they come, because everything is the work of nature, and there's nothing that we can do against the work of nature. What we can do is protect the mind from suffering when we have to experience these changing works of nature. Tai Ban Chang, Sadhu Sadhu. Unian Hussein. Good day, Ajahn. Wishing you good health and well. As for advice and Dhamma from Ajahn about my father, who has been very emotional lately and often beats my mother and sister for no reason. He is now 90 years old, can hear well, and can speak well and clearly because he had several strokes before. What should we do to deal with it? We'll try to separate him from the other people. Don't let other people go near him. to protect themselves from his violent action. You can't really stop him. So what you can do is tell other people to stay away from him as much as possible. And when he start to act violently, just run away. We ask for blessing and metta fromท่านอาจารย์ for my father, mother, and sister. Sadhu and Anumodana. You have to treat your father like a wild dog. So when you have a wild dog in the house, you have to contain it, put it somewhere where it will not be able to hurt other people. Lisan 10. How often do monks cut nails and shave beard mustaches? When it's long, when they find that it's long or too long, then they will cut it. There's no prescribed time when to shave except for the hair. The hair we shave it once a month. As far as the beards and mustache, in Thailand we are not supposed to keep mustache or beard for monks. So when they appear to be obvious, then we have to shave them, put them. We have to have a fresh, clean face. Tony Yip, dearท่านอาจารย์ Good afternoon. May you be well and healthy. How you doing? I have a question. The five aggregate, is it anicca, dukkha, anatta? If yes, it means the mind also anicca, dukkha, anatta. Mayท่านอาจารย์ advise on this. Thanks. Thank you very much, Sadhu. The five aggregates are anicca, dukkha, anatta. The body is one of the five aggregates. It is made up of the four elements. It is formed by the four elements, and then one day it will then fall apart. The four elements will go separate ways. This is the body aggregate. While the mental aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. These are anicca in the sense that it keeps changing. Like Vedana keep changing from good to bad to neutral. But they don't disappear. They remain in the mind forever. They are part of the mind, which is permanent. So you have to understand the meaning of anicca and anatta regarding the mental aggregates. They are anatta. They are like work of nature. You cannot force or control them. They keep changing at their own will. But they never disappear. They are not destroyed. They are part of the mind. They will remain with the mind forever, and the mind will always remain forever. Liberty Live, Pante, can you show us more examples of ignorance in Dhamma, please? Thank you. Well, if you think keeping the five precepts is something stupid, then this is ignorant of the Dhamma. If you think giving to charity is stupid, this is ignorant of the Dhamma. If you think practicing meditation is stupid practice, this is ignorant of the Dhamma teaching. So anything that you think opposite of the Buddha's teaching is considered ignorant. Visakhavi, Ajahn, can we say the first noble truth in another word is I, me, and mine, so there is suffering, sadhu? No, the first noble truth meaning is birth, aging, sickness, and death, separation from the one you love. It's called the first noble truth. Birth is suffering. Aging, sickness, and death are suffering. Separation from the one you love is suffering. Facing the things that you don't like is suffering. In other words, your attachment to the five aggregates is suffering. So So this is the first noble truth. So when there is birth, there is suffering. When there is aging, there is suffering. When there is sickness, there is suffering. When there is death, there is suffering. When there is separation from the ones you love, there is suffering. There is suffering when you have to face the things you don't like, the person, the ones you don't like. So this is what is meant by the first noble truth. And this is caused by your three cravings. Sensual pleasure, cravings for being, cravings for non-being, which pushes the mind to keep rebirth, keep reborning from one life to the next. Once you have rebirth, then you have aging, sickness, and death, and separation. Liberty Lip, Sadhu. BKL, Sadhu. Napasapan, Suksan. Bow down to Sadhu Ka. Darulim, some master claim they can help deceased being to go to better place by doing ritual or chanting. Does it help? Please advise. No. Each individual karma is a personal karma that will send a person up or down in the different realms of existence. It's the good or the bad karma. Once you have performed this bad or good karma, then you could not change the result of this good or bad karma. You will have to pay the consequence of this good or bad karma. No one can intercede, except you can send some good merit to the deceased to help them feel better, that's all. But you could not change their path of existence. Good afternoon, Tanajan from China, from Chinese character. i.e. question number 3. Does the energy of place where we meditate affect the result of our meditation? It's not the energy, it's the ambient of the place, such as whether it's noisy or it is quiet. This will affect our meditation. If you meditate in a noisy place, it will be difficult to meditate than if you are in a quiet place. Eli Hassan, good day, Tanajan, thank you. You're welcome. Anandati, Sadhu, Sadhu. Liberty Lip, Pante. Can I say jhana stays like a shutdown computer? Something like that, when the mind stops functioning temporarily. Punnabi 10, good day, Pante. I have a question. Among many problems in our daily life, letting go of someone I truly love is indeed very, very difficult. Knowing that all this brings suffering, I just cannot let go. Therefore, it's very torturing for me. Please advise. You have to practice more mindfulness and meditation. Then your mind will become stronger, more calm, more equanimity. Then you will be able to let go of things easily. Practice mindfulness all day long. Then meditate as much as possible until you get into jhana. Then your mind will be firm and calm and still. Then you will be able to let go of things and people. Adeline Ching, good afternoon, Tanajan. Good afternoon to you. Handy box, if one attains the highest level in meditation, does that lead to end of suffering and no more rebirth? Thank you, Ajahn. If you reach the 4th jhana, it will give you a temporary relief from suffering, but not a permanent one. You have to practice the next level of wisdom to let go of your attachment to everything by seeing that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Once you can do that, then you will reach the permanent state of cessation of suffering, which we call Nibbana. Sunny Lim, good day, Ajahn. Thanks so much for the Dhamma today. Stay safe. You're welcome. Kunamite Pante, is there any difference when someone committed suicide due to depression and without depression? The karma experience are the same. Yes, suicide doesn't matter which is the cause of your suicide. The action itself is the same. So the consequence will be the same. I.e., question number 4, is it okay if we only practice meditation without chanting? Yes, if you can meditate, you don't need to chant. But if you cannot yet meditate, then maybe chanting will help you to develop more mindfulness first. Then after chanting, then you might find it easier to meditate. Liberty Lip Pante. So every beings are here to cause more destruction. It's true. Perhaps only minority of humans can understand Dhamma. Thank you. That's right. Very few people can understand the teaching of the Buddha. The majority of people just don't appreciate the teaching of the Buddha. Only very few people. The Buddha compared people who can appreciate his teaching like the horn in a cow, in a bull. There's only 2 horns in a bull. And people who doesn't understand his teaching are like hair of the bull. There are lots of hair on the body of the bull. But there's only 2 horns on the bull. Anilam, hi Prajan, what is the best thing to do for someone who passed away recently? Thank you. The best thing is to do charity and then share the merits to the one who passed away. That's about the only thing that you can do. And not really much, really. What is much more important for the person who's still alive to do things for themselves, to do charity for themselves, because they will get 100% of the merits. If you do the merits for them, you can only share a very small amount for them. We still have about 15 minutes left. So if you still have any question, you can submit them in, and I'll try to answer them in as much as possible. Lisa Tan, Ajahn, Are nail cutter or shaver also items donated to monks? Yes, you can donate things like nail shaver, scissors, threads, and needles and threads, for instance. These are things that monks can use. Kunami 10. Thanks, Bhante, for your detailed explanation. My reason for asking because I came across few cases where the victims jumped down on impulse due to work and relationship problems. I think everybody who committed suicide they committed because of mental suffering. They don't know how to solve the mental issue. So they thought by killing the body will solve the problem. It doesn't, it just prolong or push the problem into the next life, to the future life. So it's better to learn how to solve your mental problem now. Once you solve it, then it will no longer go with you in your next life. Christine Coe, Ajahn, highly appreciate your reminder. As I was told, Dhamma of the horn on the bull was told by late Luang Po Chai Chan, disciple of Luang Pu Te. Ayi, thank you, Tanajan. Namaskar. You're welcome. You should consider yourself fortunate or wise or smart to appreciate the teaching of the Buddha, because not many people can appreciate it. So you are the few lucky ones. You are the ones who you are like the lottery winners. So all you have to do now is cash your winning ticket by following the teaching of the Buddha, by practicing the teaching of the Buddha. Then you will be cashing in on your lottery winning ticket. Not very many people can win a lottery prize. For you who understand and appreciate the teaching of the Buddha, you are considered to be a lottery ticket winner. Now all you have to do is cash the prize by practicing the teaching of the Buddha, practicing charity, morality, and meditation. Ayi, thank you, Ajahn. Namaskar. Lisa Tan, is prayer worship really necessary for Buddhists? Not really. If you do it as a beggar asking for something from someone. But if you do it as a practice of meditation, then it's okay. If you do chanting or to making your mind calm and peaceful, this is okay. But it's not for you to beg for something from someone, because the Buddha said you cannot beg or ask anything from anybody. You have to work it out yourself. You have to depend or rely on your own action to get what you want. No one can get what you want for you. The Buddha can only teach you how to get it, but you are the one who have to do you have to do the work yourself. You cannot beg or pray for them from somebody. Lisa Tan, should we just use Buddha in any activities? Yes, to stop your mind from thinking about other things. Then when you meditate, your mind can become calm easily and quickly. To Tan Pain, thank you, Ajahn, for teaching and guidance. You're welcome. Sunny Lim, Ajahn, I have this how to let go of my feeling not wholesome. I try to let go, but when I meditate, it came back again. Thanks. Yes, you cannot let go of them permanently with mindfulness. You have to use wisdom in order to let go of them permanently. If you see the things that you cling to as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you will be able to let go of that thing permanently, because you know that it will give you dukkha if you cling to them. Thank Kim from Satu, Pramsa, Namaskaran Ajahn from Chiang Rai. Satu from Chinese character. John Smith, hello Bhante, can we guarantee a good rebirth even without stream entry? If you do more good karma than bad karma, yes. If the balance of your good and bad karma is on the side of good karma, then your good karma will give you a good rebirth. But anytime when the balance between good and bad karma turns to the bad karma, if the bad karma is more than the good karma, then you will have to be reborn in a bad rebirth. Christine Coe, yes sir, I take your word to practice well to achieve the goal of Lord Buddha. Appreciate as wonderful as hit the lottery. Yes, we are lucky. We don't know that we are the winner of the lottery ticket. The prize that we can get from Buddhism is much more valuable than anything that we can get in this world. Nibbana is the supreme prize, most coveted prize than any other prizes in this world. So no one can offer this prize except Buddhism or the teaching of the Buddha. So keep studying the teaching and then try to apply this teaching in your activity, your action, your karma. Turn all your bad karma into good karma. And then purify your mind, get rid of all your defilements. That's all you have to do. It's not that all difficult really. If you really want to do it, you just have to have that desire to get it, to get Nibbana. Then you can then do it. But if you don't have that desire and that determination, then you will not be able to get it. Sunny Lim, thanks so much, Ajahn, for your advice. You're welcome. Jampa Yangchen, good afternoon. Going for retreat is so wonderful, where everything is peaceful. How to maintain the peace when it comes back to our daily life again? By maintaining your mindfulness, like when you were in your retreat. Maintain the same type of practice as much as possible. Try to stay aloof. Try not to engage with people unnecessarily. Only engage with them when you really have to. If not, then it's better try to be alone and maintain mindfulness as much as possible. But if you find that you cannot do it, then you should go back to the retreat more often. Nandapat from Suwon, thank you for your teaching. Bruce Lee Alam Saya, dear Ajahn, thank you very much for today's meeting. Please have a good rest. Liberty Lip, one of your questions is being blanked out, so I cannot read it to you. Your question concerning some elders are upset with me. This is being blanked out by Facebook, so I should not read your question. I don't want to violate the Facebook policy, which can cause which can cause Facebook to ban this page. So better not to to go against the rule. Rusli Alam Saya, dear Ajahn, thank you very much for today's meeting. Please have a good rest. Thank you. Martina Pawahaha, good afternoon, Ajahn. My purification is needed. Thank you. Yes, we all need to purify our mind. We have to get rid of our greed, hate, and delusion. They are the cause of our mental suffering. They are the cause of our dissatisfaction, the cause of our depression. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Why purification is needed? Because the defilement are the cause of our mental suffering, cause of our depression, cause of our restlessness and agitation, cause of our stress. So we have to get rid of our defilements, greed, hate, and delusion by the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. Once we can get rid of this, once the mind will be purified, and then the mind will remain in peace and happiness forever. So we have about 3 more minutes left. So if you're typing your question, you can still send them in. I'm waiting for them. But if you haven't started typing your question, then I think you should not do it and have to wait until the next time because we're just running out of time. Liberty lead Pante. Some elders are upset with me when I tell them that all deaths are caused by birth. Is there a better way to explain to them, please? Thank you. There's no need to explain to them. They know, they just don't want to accept the truth, that's all. Everybody knows that if you're born, you will die, sooner or later. It's not something very complex or difficult to understand. It's just that their aversion to death makes them not happy to hear it, that's all. So this is not something you want to say to people. Honey box, is it normal by understand the noble truth? I seem to be interested in nothing in life except Dhamma. Is this pessimistic? No, this is realistic. Yeah. There's nothing interesting in life. The only thing that is interesting is the Dhamma teaching, because the Dhamma teaching will lead you out of these cycles of rebirth. What is nirvana stage like? It's a state of mind pure from defilement. The mind that is permanently peaceful and happy. It's called nibbana or nirvana. Handy box, Satu. Kimechua, Satu, Satu. Kwan Patum Napa, thank you very much for Q&A teaching. See you soon. You're welcome. Jack Lingtan, thank you so much for the very encouraging words, dear Ajahn. Another great analogy, winning the lottery and catching in on it. Yes, you better hurry up because you will run out of time pretty soon. You don't live forever, so don't procrastinate. Go collect your prize right now before it's too late. Konamitan, Satu Satu Pante. John Smith, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Liberty Leap Pante, Facebook don't like to talk about that too. Funny, not politically correct. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, looks like that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you very much for all of your participation, and I hope this meeting can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. Sooner or later, you will become enlightened. If all goes well, I'll see you again next week at about the same time. Thank you and goodbye.